Hello, League in Super Gold League for ALR, and this is round 14 of season Grand Prix. Thank you all for joining us. It's going to be absolutely monumental stuff indeed. Then subscribe and all that kind of jazz. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you like. That's all that matters. In ALR, in the ALR world, doesn't there? Of course, the inclusion of bronze, and of course that's absolutely fantastic. To Fisher and I keep saying Fisher and Elliot. That's the same person. Fisher and Stringy there for getting that going. It's absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there. So well done to them guys. That is beautiful stuff indeed. Oh goodness me! Then we got a lot of rain there already. There, gosh, this is absolutely appalling conditions. And well, this is not a this is definitely not the way to definitely not the way to start it off, is it? As yeah, this is appalling conditions. Then it's absolutely torrential rain here in Monza. Well, goodness gracious me, that is not good at all. Then you can see then everyone's going to be on the wet weather then, wet weather tires then. So what does this do then? What does this actually do then in terms of the qualification stuff? Sorry, my sister's ringing me. She can go away. I've been trying to. She's been asking about Zoom all day, and yeah, I'm not really a Zoom kind of guy. The only Zoom I'm interested in tonight is the cars. And I was going to say that this is going to be about the Temple of Speed and all that kind of things. Well, tonight it's not going to be about Temple of Speed too much. It's going to be a bit more gingerly, and definitely more gingerly than than what I am at the moment. Then, so this is absolutely appalling conditions. Then, and whilst we're doing, and gosh, I wish she would just go away. And whilst she's oh, no, not Kerry. Yeah, well, whilst the drivers are coming on track, let's go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? So in the drivers standings at the moment, it is Granty who is leading by 9 points at the moment from Emerson, who is second. Then with Nigel in third position, he's 40 points adrift there from the championship leader Fisher. Incredible win last time out. He is now equal the most. He's got the most wins, equal the most wins with Emerson with 8 wins in ALR. He's dropped out of position. Then Echo in 6. Young Light's incredible rise since Australia's been fantastic. He's up to 7th. Fire Shot in 8th position. Farf in 9th. And Steve in 10th position there. Brandon moving up to 11th position. Matt dropping down to 13th position. We've also got String and Roscoe jumping in positions as well. In the relegation zone, we've got Sam, Gamer, and Twang, who are all in danger of getting relegated to Monday nights then. In the constructor standings, we have Mercedes and Williams battling at the top, like the two championship contenders. So Mercedes are currently 5 points in front of Williams at the moment. Racing Point are third with 4th Alfa Romeo. Toro Rosso in 5th. Haas 6th. Red Bull, the first ever ALR Constructors Champions in 7th. With Renault last season Constructors Champions in 8th. And a poor season for both them two respectively. Ferrari in 9th position, and in 10th position is the McLaren team. We were talking to McLaren. Mr. Elite is coming out on track right now, and we have a Mercedes who was very keen to get out there, and that was a Mumford. That was also a big shout out to John Cox, who's not only is not going to be at his home Grand Prix, of course, the British Italian driver. He is also hosting the lobby tonight. So thank you very much, John, for stepping in there. Brilliant stuff indeed. There we got a yellow flag down the back straight then, and so we can all blame Jonathan for this appalling conditions here tonight. And as you can see, so it's going to be very reminiscent of the Monza qualifying from back in 2017. Remember, Grosjean on a big old smash here, didn't he, in the qualifying session, but then he's got a bit wide there, hasn't he? And look at all the puddles there on the outside. This is going to be a very treacherous old race, isn't it? As I am well behind on my comments already there. And you can see coming through Kerber Grande there, there's basically one line. That's the racing line. Look at it outside there. It's absolutely incredible the amount of puddles we got out there. Mumford is done a 28.7 in the first sector. My question is it going to be raining for the whole event? Now, remember in 2008, there Vettel got his first pole position and his first race win. And Toro Rosso's one and only win in their race in history. So good stuff indeed there for Sebastian Vettel. We're going to have something similar that night. Fire Shot is joined. Did he leave? Did he? Luckily he's in the session. So good stuff indeed then. As I look down the comments there, Jonathan, good evening, Sean. Good evening, Jonathan. Hope you are. Hope you do well in your home event tonight. Granty, hello, Shorty. Hello, Granty. Hope you're having a lovely day. Young Lights, hello. And then Sean, hello, young lights, hope you're well. We've got Mumford, Jonathan. Was it in dynamic? Yeah, it was. So yeah, because I think, to be honest, I highly doubt Jonathan would want to pull it in heavy rain, would he? Because unfortunately, a couple of I think that it's no disrespect to Jonathan, and there are a couple of drivers that it's very difficult to drive in the rain, isn't it? So I don't think Jonathan would probably prefer to have an absolutely bone dry event. So unfortunately, yeah, just complete absolutely terrible conditions here. And of course, we've also got Glock saying, I would love this weather tomorrow. Of course, Glock is the runaway leader in silver at the moment. It's going to be on Sunday nights, I think, next season. And that's a very bold prediction from myself, isn't it? I should always Mumford there has gone wide then, hasn't he? As you can see, he's got to navigate himself around the old he's just smashed it off there, and that is the yellow flag. So indeed then, of course, smashed the polystyrene off. I mean, nothing else. So you can see we've got an Alfa Romeo coming out, and that's Echo there coming down the back straight as well. They're on full wet tyres then. It's absolutely appalling conditions out there at the moment. Of course, these wet tyres can distribute 60 litres of water, apparently. Here comes car 95 Echo. I was looking at the stats earlier on, actually, of Echo, and I got to say, he's a fantastic driver, isn't he, Echo is? I think he's done 11 races in ALR with us now, and he is only, no, he hasn't. He's done 14 races in ALR now, and he's only had 3 retirements. That is absolutely impeccable stuff. Twang has gone second fast at the moment in the Renault on 32 at the moment, so a minute and a half at the moment there in these appalling changeable conditions there. What about Young Lights? Young Lights is for the second left as well. What about Matt, who Matt is coming up to the line, and Matt is about to start. Who had a fantastic event here, didn't he, on Thursday night? Of course, he run from the back of the grid to from the back of the grid. He won, didn't he? Absolutely stellar stuff indeed there from Steve. And I got to say, I bet he had his stellar too after that race as well. Fantastic stuff from car 45 in the Haas. And yellow flag is fluttering, just coming up to the Scar chicane. It's one of the Mercedes there of Mumford, who is just touring. We have also got a couple of the racing points coming through now. It's here's R9. He's coming out to just start us up. I think he is indeed then. And I am completely lost because is that a red ball behind? No, then it is a red ball. It's Young Lights, and as I said, Young Lights has been incredible, hasn't he? Since Australia onwards, he's been really incredible. He's absolutely gone completely up the stand as well. Here comes Emerson. He's done 4 pole positions this season. Emerson, that's been fantastic. Remember, he is got the most wins in the ALR history, along with Fisher of 8. Is he going to be able to break out and get 9 today? And if he does that, then if he does that and Granson doesn't finish higher, it doesn't get second, then that means you've got a new championship leader as well. So the stakes are getting higher on round 14. I think it's round 14. That's what the stream say, actually, because I was trying to count how many races we've done. It's very difficult, actually, with a random calendar. I got to say, whose idea was that? Oh gosh. As we're just watching Matt as he's coming down the back straight as well. We have also got McFisher saying, hello Sean, how are things, buddy? Top is tip-top shape. It is. Unfortunately, it's Sunday. Yeah, there's only one good thing about Sunday. It's ALR. The other good thing, that's about it, really. Also, I did have actually to get myself going into the Italian spirit, into the Monza mode. I also had some spaghetti earlier, and I had a bit of meat, spaghetti and meatballs, and oh, that was a spicy meatball. Really enjoyed it, actually. So yeah, there. That was how that's how I started my Italian adventure. Of course, we got 3 events here this week, haven't we? We have got tonight is gold. On Tuesday, on Monday is the silver team, and on Tuesday is the bronze team. Of course, there you have to have 8 events minimum in the FIA world to make a championship, and the bronze guys are starting off from Italy onwards. So good stuff indeed. Then, so I think we might have a bonus round of round 9 possibly as well. So we might look out for that one as well. That might be announced. I hope I haven't stolen Fisher's thunder there, but I think that's what will be happening. So Fisher and String, I should say, because it's a joint partnership, isn't it? A joint project. So good stuff indeed there from both those guys. And Brandon goes up to a 9th fast amount in the Toro Rosso, and he's in the 32s, and good stuff indeed then. And of course, unfortunately though, for the bronze guys, that there's a ginger there. So unfortunately for the rest of the 90 drivers, then it might be a bit chaotic. That is that certain ginger doesn't know how to drive him. But let's not name any names. I don't name and shame in this game. As Farfar's just coming under as a Twang has just moved himself back up in the second position. He's broken into the 38 once now. Emerson is looking like a stone's throw in front of everyone else at the moment. We're on board Farf. Of course, Farf is actually now tonight tonight. I think he is the third most experienced driver in ALR history on 40 race starts, and so fantastic stuff from Favre. Brilliant stuff. I'm in stat mode tonight, and goodness gracious me, I'm a stat man. Yeah, it's his 40th race start tonight. He is now one away from a certain Daniel Murphy, and he is about, of course, with Gunnar, who is, I think, on 45 or something like that. Yeah, no, he's on 46 then, so Farfare is also fast as well. He is the most experienced driver in ALR, third most experienced driver in ALR history, so a good milestone as well. And another good milestone actually is of course there's a certain driver who's ninth in the standards at the moment. Of course we got I would sing happy birthday, but of course Sarah, I'm not sure how you're I'm not sure if any of them got migraines. If you do have migraines, then I'm not going to bother tonight. But a big old happy birthday. Emerson's gone faster still then as the clock is ticking down. Yeah, so a big happy birthday to Samuel, who is I think he's reached the middle age of 50 today, so well done to Sam. Absolutely good stuff indeed. That's a Ferrari off, and who was that? Oh, it's Farfare. It's just slowing down there into the second chicane then. But yeah, that looked a bit dicey, didn't it? Here's Granty then. We've only got 18 cars in this session tonight. We was meant to have Cod Oliver, but unfortunately Cod Oliver is stuck on 7 hours. So I'm sure he was on some random mode game as well. Actually, I haven't said I wouldn't play that game for a while. I can't remember what it was. It was that random. It just shocked me. And of course, we also look at fire shot behind Granted. My goodness me, he was steaming up to the back of Granted. There's Granty coming up to the line, and Granty is going to where is he going to fit himself? He fits himself for a fast mode. Fire shot though, displacing quite nicely as well. He got a little cheeky slipstream off there at the moment. Stringy coming out of the pits as well. Then so Stringy is at the moment. Then Jonathan is down in 17th. He needs to improve that time quite drastically, and here he is as well. And I think I have not swapped on to my correct Wi-Fi, so hopefully the stream's alright. Anyway, as he comes up to the line then, and we should be away then. Here he comes then as Jonathan comes up to the line, and what does he do? That's a much better time. He's slotted himself into 7 fast mode. Good stuff indeed there for Jonathan. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely. Oh, was that? No, that was just a leaf coming off, and leave me alone. Anyway, so Matt is there 6 tenths per second down at the moment in his first sector. Also into the pits is Nigel as well, the first ever ALR champion. Car 36 then in the Pink Panther. Oh yeah, he's coming in the pits. I tell you, look at them all at the second Les moves there. Goodness me, then there's a lot of traffic out there. We got we're on board with the birthday boy now, so happy birthday to Sam. Good stuff indeed then from good stuff indeed then from Sam then. And also I think it's Gunnar's birthday as well, so happy birthday to Gunnar as well. And I've just seen sorry, I just seen a comment now of who's got the most appearances in ALR. That is Gunnar as well. Actually, he has got 46 race starts as well. So Farf is only 6 behind him now. So Farf potentially could be have the most starts then by the end of the season. And of course, Gunnar is no longer a full-time driver, and of course also Murphy is no longer a full-time driver. Even though he had a fantastic drive in Canada last time, didn't he? A great drive into second position, and the first and second guys from Canada is not here this week. So maybe opportunistic there for someone to really sneak in there and grab a podium. Absolutely good stuff indeed. And there's Mumford is coming through Curva Grande as well. We are aiming to lose 16th, 17th, and 18th then in this session. Then who's going to be taking the walk of shame? Oh, blimey. We've also got Stringy, who's got a he's validated this time as well. Sorry, that's all that Monster. I drink a lot of Monster these days, and it's not good for me at all. Jonathan's got a 5-place grid penalty for cause of the collision there, and I think he's coming. Oh dear, so a 5-place grid penalty for Jonathan, who was in his home event, and unfortunately that is not good at all for Jonathan. Vesley's going to 4 fastest there in the racing point. That's not good at all. Look at the rain, it's absolutely torrential out there, but Emerson is riding the waves as the surfer dude here tonight. Goodness me, what a time there. Emerson is enjoying himself out there, isn't he? And look at this. This is absolutely appalling conditions there. I gotta say, in the real world of Formula 1, I think we'll have to stop the session there. That is, look at that. Look, you can hardly see the cars, can you? This rain is absolutely hammered down. We had a similar thing in Canada, I'm sure we did, where the rain was absolutely bellowing down out there. So Stringy is now on the back foot, isn't he? Because of course, the more water on the track, then the more perilous it's going to be. Mr. Lee and Brandon are also facing elimination here at the moment. They're both 16, 17, and 18 respectively. Let me lean forward then as Right, as Glock has just said, any idea why gold will be what gold will be next season? I think it will still be gold actually. I think it will still be on Sundays. Oh, when gold will be next season? Well, with the game being announced June, July. It was July. Oh, my apologies. Yeah, with the game being announced in July time. Look at that ring. That's absolutely appalling, isn't it? Goodness me. It's a string coming for Curva Grande. He hasn't set a time yet, has he, Stringy? So Stringy now needs to get a move on, get a shift on, and he's coming into the second chicane now as well. Look at that. How much he's trying to steer in the car is refusing to go where Stringy wants to go, and yeah, Stringy there really battling with the elements there, really battling, isn't he? So he's coming through the first Les Mo, but yeah, I think so it will probably be I'd say probably 2 weeks after the game comes out, I would say, but that's a finger in the air guess, so don't quote me on that, even though it's now on even though it's now on record. We've also got, yeah, McFisher saying who's the highest there. We've also got Darren. Good evening, all. Good evening, Darren. Hope you are. As McFisher's asked, who's got, he's probably got the highest amount of retirements. Actually, no. So, but again, there, I might not name and shame. But if I was racing, Echo's gone, but I think Echo's in the pits there, so he thinks he's all right. If I did know the amount of retirements, sorry, if I was racing, I would actually, it'd probably be me. But no, it's not McFisher. You haven't got the amount of retirements at all then. As we've also got Alhan saying if it's like this for silver, Glock must start at the back then. We've also got Jonathan saying I never touched him, I hit the pit wall. So Jonathan there got a 5-second penalty, 5-place grid penalty by looks for touching the wall, which is very unsportsmanlike by the Codemasters and the FIA, isn't it? This is appalling conditions, isn't it? Look at this, as Mr. Elite there is having to just coast the car home, isn't it? Well, he's got no fuel, Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite is staring into the abyss at the moment, isn't he? Matt is also on the cusp as well. Matt has started to slap and he comes from Curva Grande. Look at the rain, it's pouring down out there. Oh goodness me, then this is absolutely terrible conditions here in Italy. And it's unusual for a September afternoon here in Monza, isn't it? We're on board, Matt, as well. Look at the raindrops keep falling on his head, or his helmet I should say, then as he accelerates out of the second chicane there. We've also got Darren saying good luck Williams course. So we got a bit of bromance in the Williams team, haven't we? We got it seems like Granty and Darren seems to get on very well with each other, which I'm a little jealous really. I want to get on as well with both of them. Anyways, Mark coming out of the second let's move. We have also got Ryan saying I mentioned which day will be the race on for the new season. Yeah, well, I think it'll be on Sunday still. I think I don't think we're changing the gold anytime soon. I don't think, unless well, I don't know. No, I don't think we will be. So, yeah, I think it's still on Sunday. And we've also, just leaning forward again, Grant saying this weather is awful. And he's very serious there because it's got 3 exclamation marks and that. So, oh, goodness. It is absolutely appalling out there, isn't it? Too, of course, we'll have to blame Jonathan, shall we? And, of course, this is his home country and it looks like he's brought the UK weather with him, hasn't he? Goodness me. Look at it. It's appalling out there. We have also got Darren saying Glock needs to alter his calendar for next season. We've also got Mumford saying it's light rain for Q2. Bloody love the rain there from Emerson there, and it's dry for Q3 then, so we're gonna have like 3 seasons in qualified. That's right. Look at Matt as he's trying to turn the car into this first chicane there. Striggy is also on the cusp as well. I think Mr. Elite is going to be the first man to bite the dust. Is he coming out? No, yet he's still in the pit lane. So Mr. Elite might be the first official one to go there. Where's Brandon? He's going to the first last, but we're staying with Striggy then. The thing about the Striggy is back in offense. So Striggy is back in offense, so he's not happy at all then with his first sector then. So we leave Stringy to it for now. Matt is done 3 laps on these tyres, and of course the beauty about the wet wear tyres is they can keep going. They're not like dry tyres. You can just keep going round and round and round. Of course, you will lose grip. You will lose grip though, won't you? As Glock has said, it's beautiful. As McFish says, hardly UK weather at the moment. Well, to be honest, I've been stuck inside for most of this lockdown because not only because it's lockdown, but it's also because I'm ginger as well. I don't like to burn. I'm a bit fair-skinned, you see. As he's coming up to Ascara chicane, Matt, as he's 2 seconds off the pace. We're leaving 2 at the moment. We've also got Stringy out on track as well. Nigel there is having another bite of the cherry, isn't he? And he is coming out of the second lesson as well. Look at that. That is absolutely appalling conditions out there at the moment. It really is. It's absolutely terrible rain. Terrible conditions out there, and I think that this is more. I think this rain is actually more keen to ducks rather than, well, for example, rather than Red Bull, rather than balls, so to speak, which is what lights on the moment. No DRS, of course, in these conditions there because it's far too tricky, isn't it? Matt is coming into the line and he is 3 seconds off the goes for it now. Well, he has got 10 seconds. Mr. Elite has proven me completely wrong. He is back on track. We'll leave him to it. So Stringy starts us up. Then we've also got Brandon, who's 4/10 of a second down at the moment, but he has to go full beans. And we've got Williams in the background as well. Roscoe is loving these conditions, isn't he? He's splashing through as there's a Brandon there has gone into the wall there, and I'm not sure if he got in the power early or what, but that is damage to the Toro Rosso. Oh, that's the control front wing that's gone completely off the car, and we'll leave him to it. Mr. Elite and Stringy is out there, so Brandon might be the first victim of these appalling conditions. I think the radio started to heat up now. There's a 10 for a second up then, a 10 for a second up at the moment then, as he's going through the first sector as well. I need to stop looking at the comments there because it's making me chuckle. Oh, look at the Mr. Elite there, a bit of a power slide. The rain has started to ease up now. I gotta say, if that rain was hitting in the race then, I think I've only ever seen it once there, but we have had a safety car for really heavy conditions, not in this league, and that's, oh my goodness me, Brandon's retired from the session there. He is the first car to be out of qualifying, the first car to be eliminated from qualifying. Wow, look at that, as he flies coming underneath the old track as well. String's a 10 for a second down then in the second sector there. He needs an almighty final sector, but look at that, I think then even with the unless he's got a dry setup on, he might be able to pull some time back as well. You can see the weather conditions are absolutely starting to clear up now. So, I would say it's a beautiful day out there now, isn't it? You can actually see the cars now, can't you? Of course, a minute ago you couldn't see them, could you? It rain was that heavy, and of course, hopefully the track will start to drain then, won't it? There's good draining conditions around Monza, isn't it? Because they have been put to the test in 2017 and 2008 as well. String comes up to the line. That's a big improvement. He's through. He's through. Mumford has been knocked out of qualifying. String had the amazing final sector, and I think Mr. Elite has also snuck through as well. Oh goodness me then. So Mr. Elite has snuck through. I think Stringy has been knocked out of qualifying. Goodness me, it all changed in the final whistle there. And let's take a look then. It was shuffling around, wasn't it? Goodness me then. Really was then. Oh goodness then. Oh, lovely stuff there. That's great view of my XP then, or lack of it. So unfortunately we lost Brandon. He's going to be 18th. I think that's one of the lowest grid positions he's ever had in ALR. Mumford out of qualifying as well, and also Stringy being knocked out of qualifying. Stringy had an amazing improvement towards the end there, but unfortunately he's still a bit of dusty. He's still out of qualifying, but hats off to Stringy as he's got the same flag as I have, so brilliant stuff. Barbarian there. I do like to call myself a barbarian. So Matt has got through into qualifying too then, so good stuff indeed there from Matt then. He was floating around in 15th for quite a bit of the session there, and he was lucky he went back out there, so good stuff indeed then. So going into qualifying 2 now then, and let's see what we can do from that then. And of course, McFish saying not ginger showing more like strawberry blonde. Hashtag strawberry blonde then. Or Moroccan sunset. Actually, I quite like the term autumn dawn. We have got Jonathan saying sunny back home in real life. Yeah, unfortunately it is, isn't it really? Because of all the stuff going on. Look at that. That's much better rain, isn't it? Yeah, with all the stuff going on. I think that there's intermediate tires as well. Yeah, I'll get my words out of it. But with all the stuff going on, it's ironic, isn't it? How the weather has been fair. I got to say though, it wasn't fair yesterday, was it? All day before, goodness me, I got absolutely drenched coming home on Friday. My goodness me. We have also, we've also got Brandon saying, what a joke that this game is my car just wouldn't turn F1 is broken. We've also got Brandon saying, was my Q3 banned for this race? Probably was, Twan. I think, but as per usual, I didn't read the parish notices then, so no, again, a slap on the wrist. I need to start doing my homework, I really do. Who's coming out onto the track first? It's an Alfa Romeo, and I think it's Jonathan. It is Jonathan then. Oh, then it's his teammate. So his teammate then is Jonathan's usually the first man who likes to go on track, but today it's his teammate. And look at that. That's a complete contrast to what we had about 5 minutes ago in this qualifying session there. So the track is now starting to drain up, starting to dry up, then, and this is good stuff indeed. Then, of course, Glock was saying in the comments earlier that he would love a bit of the wet stuff, wouldn't he? So. And of course, it's a complete skill, isn't it? Having a wet, having to be really good in the wet, isn't it? It's about feel, isn't it? And some drivers are more accustomed to the others. Of course, remember Schumacher used to be the rain specialist in the late 90s and early 2000s, didn't they? I would have thrown David Coulthard was pretty good in the wet as well, wasn't he? I think the Brazilian Grand Prix 2001 comes to mind when you think about Coulthard's prowess in the wet. Absolutely, I'd say his best race win of his career, possibly. But that's my argument, and that's what I'm sticking with as well. We've got the other Alpha out of Elite then, and look at at that. That is absolutely... Look at that. The panels are being drained away very quickly as well. Jonathan is now taking the lead. Just I swap away from Jonathan. Now Echo's now Echo's relinquished that, and Jonathan's now first round. We're on board with the British Talent Drive then in his home event then. He was last season, I remember he was quite hyped to be in his home event. This season, I think he's taking it a little more coolly this season, because unfortunately it didn't go to plan, and it is raced it in at Ascari. But let's see what Jonathan can do tonight. Of course, he is our host tonight, isn't he? And we're all his guests then. So that song from Beauty and the Beast comes to mind, doesn't it? Of Be Our Guest then. Unfortunately, I'm missing my beauty tonight of Alex Nosey, but hopefully he thinks I'm doing a good job. Well, I haven't heard anything yet then. So which is I think is a good thing actually. Usually, no news is good news. That's the way I think about it when I work in IT. Anyway, yellow flag is coming up to the parabolic, and only 11 turns around this circuit. It's very simple, isn't it? But it's anything but. Of course, you need to get in the rhythm, don't you? You could be good around this circuit, but be slow. So it's really, if you want to be quick around here, then you need to tackle the curbs. You need to get the curbs right, don't you? You need to make sure you bunny hop. Or try not to bunny hop, as we've seen in the past. Cars going into the back of each other when someone's take flight around here, especially there. You can really launch off that curve as well. And look, there's an unforgiving gravel trap as well then. So we're now got 11 minutes to go in this qualifying session there. Mumford saying, Trana, you were dizzy in Canada. It's Cranty there. I'm also giving the good old emoji there as well. 18 guys are watching this stream. Fantastic stuff, it really is. Then we've also got Darren saying, you're right, Brandon. This game makes me slow. It's not. This game makes me slow. It's not me. We've also got Glog saying, pasta Monza goat combination. It really is, isn't it? And don't forget the meatballs as well. I love a good meatball. Jonathan coming out of the Ascara chicane now, then coming down the back straight then, and let's see what Jonathan can do then. So the time's now going to start to ramp up then. It's the rain is starting to ease off then. And the best way to dry a track, pull a Formula 1 car out there, isn't it? They basically suck the water up off the ground and throw it back in the air where it came from. Jonathan getting very on the AstroTurf, the green AstroTurf out there as well. But he comes up to the line, and Jonathan goes faster so far on a 39.9. But Echo eclipses up by 0.4 of a second and goes faster still. Oh, and then Farfair comes out of nowhere for 29.292 there for the Ferrari driver. Good stuff indeed there for Farfair. He has celebrated his 40th race start today, so good stuff from Farfair. And Vesely goes second fast mode, and you can see they're all getting off the racing line. We've got Redo coming through as well, and he is just starting his lap, I think, then. As they're still coming through thick and fast at the moment, then. So I've got a really itchy foot all of a sudden. Is that the sign of is that young guy's gone on to third fastest out? I think that's the sign of money comes in, doesn't it? If you have itchy feet, or is that itchy hands? I don't know. I had a really itchy finger the other day actually, so I'm kind of hoping it is the sign of something. I don't know. Sam, then, of course, the birthday boy is on track now. I think it's also Gunar's birthday as well. So happy birthday to Gunnar, who is, I think, about 52 years old today. Sam is 50 years old today. So happy birthday, both of you guys. I hope you have a good day, and I hope Sam there has a good result. Of course, I was singing Sam's praises back in Monaco, wasn't I? And I think in street tracks he's fantastic, isn't he? Let's see if he can do well here tonight. They're tied in the second list, but Matt's on track as well. And we've also got Granty, of course, the championship leader so far. Is he going to be the first man in ALR history to retain his crown? That's the question, and I think that DRS board is going to be very significant in the next couple of minutes or so, because this I feel like the track is drying out quite quickly around here, as we've got as a Glock there saying, is that Pennine and meatballs? I got to say, I'm not really a man of food, even though if you look at me, you will think that I am a man of food, a lot of food. Let's just say that I think some people probably think I don't need as much food, but I'm a growing lad there. I need to stick as much food in me as possible. But I'm quite a simple man, really. A ham sandwich would do me every day of the week. But yeah, I got to say that I did love my meatballs tonight. Oh, he's got a 29 on his dish. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Granty. Moving himself up into 8th position there. Good stuff indeed. Mr. Lee has just popped himself. Oh, is that Alpha Romeo off the track? Let's take a look then. I'm wondering. No, Figures Echo just coming in the pits, and he is in. So Sam has just gone to 8th fast room, just in front of his teammate there. 2 turns second in front there. Sam is Sam's second season in ALR, and I've got to say he's been very impressive this season. He really has done. He is. I thought he was going to do just skate on there, which he's doing a much more decent thing, which is something which I don't do. So because I'm not a decent person, not by any stretch of the imagination. as Roy just asked, it's Sam 50, and we've also got yeah, right, Glock has just said Sam is 50, double my age. I don't think he's 50. I'm sure he's like 20, Eddie, or 21. I hope he's not 21, because that's a really bad year to have your 21st birthday, isn't it? Because usually when your 21st birthday, you kind of need to get mortal. Is that what the young guys call it? Mortal? I don't know. I heard that off In-Betweeners. I'm sure I did. No, it wasn't. It was Jersey Shore. I don't know. Oh, Matt's flying over the curb, so he's got over the sleeping policeman, and that is going to be invalidated this time. So we leave Matt to it for the minute. Here comes fire shot. Then he's got a pole position, hasn't he? I think he was in the French Grand Prix last season. No, he didn't. I think it was in Russia. Sorry, he had a win in the French Grand Prix, didn't he? That's a Mumford saying triple my age. Said I don't think Sam's 50 at all. Then I don't think Sam's actually watching the stream then. So otherwise, I think he would have corrected him. I'm sure he's 20 years old then, but or he might even be younger than that. But my goodness me, 10 years younger than me. Goodness gracious me. We've also got Darren saying, what time does bronze? When does bronze start? I think. Oh, it's sorry, a fire shot is invalidated this time. Then Matt's also invalidated this time as well. Then so we got a bit of a So we have a bit of a law at the moment, which is Mr. Leak just coming into the power. Oh goodness me! In the parabolic, I was going to say paratarda. Then where am I? I think I'm in Mexico, ain't I? No, bronze starts actually Tuesday. Of course, absolutely fantastic stuff from both Stringy and Fisher. They're doing an absolutely beautiful job, and really good stuff indeed there from both Stringy and Fisher. They're doing a cracking job actually. I think Nosey spoke to him just over. When was it? It was I think it was about I think it was literally the Tuesday after the Canadian Grand Prix. So within 2 weeks or something around that time, they've got 20 drivers. Well, 19 because I don't really count as a driver. They've got 19 drivers, fit and capable 19 drivers there, battling in Bronze League as well. So absolutely fantastic stuff there from Fisher and Stringy. Hats off to both those guys, doing a fantastic job. And of course, that's on Tuesday, this Tuesday, and it'll be live and exclusive there. Oh, Steve, they're getting very flighty in the background. Yeah, live and exclusive on the ALR channel. So brilliant stuff indeed. Then as we're just on board then with Fire Shot. Oh no, I've knocked my can over. Shit. Oh, sorry, excuse me, poo. Anyway, Mumford, they're coming down and over the Ascara chicane, and Grant has gone fast. It's on 891 then. And I'm devastated by that because that's literally half a can of a monster gone. Fire shot coming through. Wow, the Ascara chicane as well. Yeah, as Twannis has said, yeah, Mumford wasn't there myself. We've also got. What was saying? Thank God he's watching. Yeah, Darren just asked the bronze or new drivers. More or less they are. Yeah, I know this. I think Forza's decided to go down to bronze. I believe he has. So yeah, Forza might have just dropped down a division there. So, but I think there might have been a couple of other guys that have doubled in the ALR. I think Gunnar is actually in bronze as well. So yeah, I think me and Gunnar got our blast in the old party chat, haven't we? Is Roscoe's on track? We've also got Matt on track as well. And as a Glock in Mumford have just basically just caught me out on my profanity there. I think I needed my profanity button, didn't I? Button. Anyway, Roscoe is. I'm glad Nosey in here. Goodness me. Oh gosh, I think I'll be out of my ear right now. Roscoe coming out of Lesbo 1 and into Lesbo 2 then. Yeah, hopefully I'm hoping that Nosey will join me towards the end then, because I got to say, I'm not really sure that I think he usually invites the drivers into the interview room after then. So yeah, so that might be interesting stuff. But yeah, of course, Nolte I think he did an all-day stream today. I was meant to do an all-day stream with Warzone, I think. So I'm wondering if stuff went a bit awry with that Warzone. I gotta say, I'm pretty appalling at Warzone. Yeah, I always die when I have tried playing with Granty and Nolte and Ayrton, and of course Ayrton's I think Ayrton's brother is joining Bronze as well. So good stuff indeed. Then, so it's great to see Emerson's brother also putting his toe in the water there for ALR. So good stuff indeed there from Ayrton's brother, who is from Emerson's brother there. But yeah, I'll try to play Warzone. I'm absolutely rubbish at it. So yeah, let's talk about that the better. And talking of and look at this, we have got some. I think that it's going to be very dry towards the end. Now, I don't think it's going to be dry enough for dry tyres in this qualified 2 session, but you need to be on track right now. I think Jonathan is the slowest of the 15 drivers at the moment, which is quite surprising, isn't it? So just as Mumford says, I think Nosey fell in the toilet then. As we've also as Jonathan's back in the pits, and Sam is here's the birthday boy flying through me now, and coming up to the Scottish King. He's 7/10 up then. Where's that going to throw him? That is going to throw him just in the I think it's going to throw him in the low 30s. So he's going to stop himself in between young like Sam and maybe even Twang as well. Twang doing a good job in 8th position. Good stuff indeed then. We've also got RB in bronze next year. The way I'm going, so good. So I got to say actually. I think you've done a good job actually, Brad. Darren, I think you've done a fantastic job in the Williams this season. Brilliant stuff indeed. That we've also got turn 1 will be a Warzone lap. So Sam has gone up to 7 fastest. So I sold him short there, Sam. He is up to 7 for 3 minutes to go. Then this is going to get very, very tasty indeed. Matt's done 4 laps out there. He's invalidated. He's another lap. He's invalidated, Matt, but he's getting the job done still. Mr. Elite there is also invalidated this time as well. Emerson is back on track. We're on board there. The show of Emerson. Last season's runner-up in the title fight, and once again he's back in the title fight as well, isn't he? Emerson is, of course, the man with the most victories along with Fisher. Then can he get to 9 tonight? That is probably his mission. There is a 10 for a second up then at the moment. Then. Mumford saying I'll be in silver next year as well. I got to say I quite like the of course this is the first season that ALR is Emerson there is just slowing down and just trying to get himself sorted. Then Farf is back out on track at the moment there with Granty there, who's just in front of Farf. I think I'm not sure if what's going on there then, but we'll leave him to it then. Vesey in the second lesson as well then of the racing point. In 6th position at the moment then, so Vesey there is he safe? I don't think anyone's safe in the moment. He's the last man, the 29 cent, with just over 2 minutes to go. Then he's gone purple in the second 7 tenths of a second up. Then that is very good indeed. Then that is in the ballpark of Farshot's time. And Farshot is currently chilling in the pits, and he doesn't feel like getting damp out there, does he? I got anyway going back to my previous point now here. ALR. This is the first time we've had a multi-tier league this season, haven't we, as well then? So not only did we launch silver, we decided to launch bronze as well. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And it adds a new dynamic, doesn't it, to the league structure, doesn't it? You don't want to be relegated, do you? You want to be promoted, well, depending on if you can race on those dates or not, I suppose, doesn't it, really? Vesey comes across the line, and Vesey's gone faster still in that track, and that track is improving steeply, isn't it? And I think we got Sam coming through the track again, and so he's going to have another crack now, Sam is. We'll leave Sam to it for the minute, and we've also got, I think we've got an Alfa Romeo come out. I keep getting the Alfa Romeos and Ferraris mixed up there. There's a burgundy red and a proper red, and Echo is just starting his lap now. We got Williams there of Granty there, who's just coming out to the line as well, and Robert Jonathan's also starting his lap as well. So we've got a lot of action out there, a lot of action indeed then, and we're just under a minute to go in this session. This is going to be very tense then. Is it going to be last man across the line then? We'll find out then. Emerson's done 5 laps on his intermediate tyres. He is purple in the second sector, 3200 a second down on his best at the moment then, but it's just going to be enough then to get him through then into Q3. I know he's 4th at the moment then, but I don't think that's enough. No, lovely shot here from the aerial view of Monza here in. It's two McLarens are very close together as Mr. Lee and Sam. Sam is currently in the top 10 at the moment. He's currently in the top 10. Sam has been improving dramatically over the past couple of races. He's been impressive. Here comes Emerson. He is third fast at the moment. Emerson is with half a minute to go. We've got a Red Bull coming through as well. I think it is Young Lights coming up to the line, and Young Lights is He's only, I'm wondering, is he right out of fuel? I'm not sure. He's going very slow there, isn't he? Nigel coming up into 7 fast moment there. See, so he's just starting his lap as well. They're coming through thick and fast now. Vesey is back out on track as well. Sam's invalidated this time. We've only got a couple of seconds left, then. Oh dear. I reckon that we might have some hard luck stories by the end of this. Roscoe is also starting his lap, so I think Roscoe's the last man across the line then. Mr. Elite then is just, I think Mr. Elite, did he finish? I think he's through. He's through. Matt is on the cusp and Farshot's finished as well. Young Lights is retired from the session. Goodness gracious me, it's going to get very tense. Echo is up into the top 10. Good something. Farf has cemented himself another second. Good stuff from Farf, and really impressive in this qualifying. Jonathan is one of the big names in the drop zone. Jonathan is only 9 fast at the moment. Is that good enough? Oh goodness gracious me then. Matt is coming to the line now. He is finished, unfortunately. Steve is also out of qualify as well. What a shame for those guys. Roscoe is 6 tenths up, second up in the second sector. Mr. Lee is done. Mr. Lee is done then. Sam is currently on the drop zone as well then. So we're keeping on these guys. Is any of these guys going to upset the apple cart? Jonathan is currently 9th position. Young Lights in 10th position. So those two are going to be feeling nervous then. Rob Boy Roscoe then almost drifting onto the grass there. A bit of grass. That is 6 tenths second up. Is that good enough? That is only 11 fast at the moment. He'll be in front of Sam but not in front of Young Lights. Roscoe needs to know almighty final sector, to really throw himself through, throw his hat into qualifying three. This is the final corner now. We got yellow flag, I think it's on the McLaren, is it? It's not Sam, we're continuing. Mr. Lee, I think it's done and dusted, is he? He is done and dusted, he's red. Oh, that's a Mercedes off the track, and is that going to impede Roscoe? It's not indeed. Here he comes up to the line. Is it enough? No, it's only a little faster, sir. Sam is right on the cusp as well, and I think Sam's ran out of fuel. He's ran out of fuel. What a shame there for Sam. Then he'll start 12th then for the Italian Grand Prix, coming up in just a jiffy. As Steve is crashed into the back of someone, and unfortunately, luckily for Steve, and he is out of qualifying anyway. But that does count as a crash, doesn't it, in qualifying? That means he wouldn't have been able to get into Q4 anyway. So luckily for Steve, and look at that, there's no rain there. The rain has stopped, and we're going to have a completely dry qualifying free. This is fantastic. All 3 seasons has been represented in this qualifying session. Wow. Good summer indeed. All we needed there was a bit of snow, really, didn't we, to absolutely just to nail the weather out here. And blimey, as I'm just looking down, and I've completely missed all these comments out here at the moment. Then, we got Mumford saying I'll be in silver next year. Darren saying 3 days of commentary. Sean, get some strepsils in. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm not in qualifying. I'm not in the commentary booth in bronze. It's going to be Fisher and Stringer that's going to be doing the commentary stuff. So good luck. So well done to them for doing that. Ayrton said I've been practicing the first corner of the bronze league because that is the only corner that I'll make it round. Well, to be honest, I was lucky to get to the first corner. Darren saying good luck to Ayrton. Anyway, before we carry on with the commentary, I love all your comments as well. Keep on coming in, guys. As of course you also make me sound very professional as well. Mr. Lee unfortunately out of qualifying. So is Steve. So is Matt. So is Sam and Roscoe also as well. Roscoe only 3/10 of a second away from Young Lights there, as we thought the Young Lights might be on the coast. So Jonathan just sneaking through into qualifying 3, but luckily for Jonathan, it's going to be dry. Into qualifying 3 then is those 10 drivers. Farf has been really on it today as well. Good stuff from Farf, making his 40th race start, if I haven't mentioned before. Mumford saying I did make out the pit lane in a Canada Q1, as I think that was your best Trillium impression there, wasn't it? Good stuff. Lights there saying I went purple first sector, second sector, then ran out of fuel, so that's a shame there. But Young Lights is still through, and he's quite happy with that. Also we got Young Lights saying he was very lucky as he was on fuel, and we've also got Todd as well, of course. Bro Gorilla is saying go John Cox. Anyway, then we're now into the final part of qualifying, and this is where it's going to get really going to start to really ramp up, isn't it? Good stuff indeed. Then is I'm looking forward to this. I'm glad it's a completely dry qualifying session, because this is going to be very good stuff indeed. Is my sister was just spamming me with invites because she's trying to get Zoom to work, because I think something about her qualifying, about her college thing or something like that, but yeah. So I've just told her to turn off and turn it back on. Anyway, we're now out on track, and Echo once again first one out. I think both the Alpha guys have got like a bit of a I've kind of got a running thing then, isn't it, between who's going to get out of the track first. This time it is Echo who is first man out, and Glock has asked the most important question for the next 10-15 minutes: who is going to be on pole position then for the Italian Grand Prix? So that is the question that I want answered as well. We ain't going to answer it though for at least another 12 minutes or so. We've got Darren saying have I missed the interest in start of the week? I don't know. What was our interest start of? Well, I think that the only one I've shared, I think, was the Farf getting his 40th race start tonight. Absolutely good stuff there for Farf. And also, actually, oh my goodness me, got Ferrari very close to the back of someone there. I'm not sure what's going on there. As that was a red ball there of Young Lights there. Farf was desperately trying to get through, as he has still got all his pieces pointing in the right direction, which is always a good sign. But yeah, I think the stat that I mentioned earlier on was about Farf having his 40th race start. So good stuff for Farf. As Twang is retired from the session there, as I got very worried for Twang, but he has got a qualifying ban then as well. As Darren there is saying that he's going to be a 19.9. So Ryan is going to say it's a 19.7, and Emerson. Oh, I'm loving this there as well. I mean, they're even predicting the times. That's fantastic. There's still a bit of rain, wasn't there, on that camera shot? I'm not sure, but it's a bone dry track now, because they're all on the slick tires then, and they're all on the soft tires, the softest tire in the range then, as Echo coming down, well, the softest range anyway in this Monza meeting. Echo coming down into turn 1 and navigating his way through them before accelerates away then to the first chicane, and here he goes then. Let's see what he can do then for Echo as he comes for Curva Grande then as well. You can see, look at that tickling the 200-mile-an-hour mark. It's so quick around here, isn't it? Of course, this is one of the shortest races in terms of time of the season, isn't it? So this is going to be a quick blast, isn't it, tonight? And as I think this is that's a good way to start to finish off the Easter break, isn't it? Echo's the first one to go through. Farf is actually second in the queue at the moment. Echo getting very wary there out of the second left, but very tough indeed. Then Todd is a Mumford saying my 10th start tonight as well. Indeed it is, Mumford. Indeed it is. So good stuff indeed there from Mumford. Yeah, making 10 starts as well, and doing a good job for Mercedes. I think you made your debut, didn't you, back in Silverstone? I think you definitely made your Mercedes debut back in Silverstone. A cracking drive there as well. I think you finished 7th or 6th, battling away in the mid points, doing a good job. We've also got Todd saying a 19-4 for John and John for Cox for pole and the race win. John would love to do that around his home track. Here comes Echo. Echo's faster than well by far. Farf is invalid. His time's going to have to go around again. Farf. We've got a Williams next. That's Granty, who is gone pole position by a 2/10 of a second out from Echo. Jonathan has done a 19-3. He's just blown all your predictions out of the water. Fantastic time there for Jonathan. A 19-3 there from the British Italian driver. Good stuff indeed then. Vesley's gone second on a 19-8 at the moment. That's impressive stuff. Young Lights is a 19-7. I'm loving this. This is good stuff indeed there. Fire Shot has moved himself into fourth position there. Fire Shot has had a bit of a difficult start to his season. But let's see. Oh, Farf is invalidated his time. He's also getting a bit of a squirrel on there. So Farf's going to have to go around again then. So the 6 drivers that have done their first lap set are Jonathan. He's on pole position there. My goodness me, 4/10 of a second in front of second place Young Lights at the moment. Wow, great stuff indeed there from Young Lights. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Young Lights in second, Wesley in third position, Forrest in fourth position, got a bit of sunbursting for the cloud as well. Granty in fifth position, remember the championship leader at the moment. Echo in sixth, and Emerson is in the pits at the moment, and Farf. Oh, Farf is in the wall! Farf is in the wall! I think that was on his in lap there. Farf is, oh dear, so the highest is going to start his 8th in this session there, but that is not good. That was a appalling lap for Farf, my goodness me. And the Ferrari driver in Italy is out of qualifying. What a shock, I didn't expect that then. I was just about to look down at the comments there. Into the pits, coming out of the pits, I should say, is Nigel. I think that's a Mercedes as well of Emerson. So good stuff indeed then. As Glock saying, my PB is in the 18s, maybe someone can get near that. Darren saying, good luck Mumford, get some points in. Razor has said Nigel for the win then. We've also got Mumford saying, we'll try Darren as well. Good stuff indeed then. As Darren said, Glock is an alien though, isn't he? I've got to say, he's superhuman in a Formula 1 car, isn't he? He's absolutely incredible, isn't he? Just to say the least, that Glock is absolutely amazing. We've also, Glock saying he's gathering intelligence there. So of course, anyway then, so remember Glock will be in action tomorrow, as will Darren as well, and Razor. It's good stuff that some of the silver guys watch this night. Brilliant stuff indeed then. The final part of qualifying now before we get into the main event, which is the race in Southend. I know that I myself do love qualifying. I love the cars on the edge there. It's really good stuff indeed. But of course, everyone is in to tune in for the race. That's where you get the points. The points means prizes. Unfortunately, now down to a top 8 shootout with Farf in the wall at Ascari, and trying now serving his free ban for being a naughty boy. Then, so unfortunately for Twan there, he is in the top 10. So good stuff for Twan. Can he get some points there as well? And the race house also just subbed as well. Good stuff indeed there. I wish I had a sub at the moment. I'm starving, even though I've just had some spicy meatballs. Nigel there is, he's also subbed to the channel. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Well done, Razor. And unfortunately because of that though, Razor, you've got to, you might hear you might have a lot of notifications about ALR, which means you might have to listen to me a bit more, which is not always the nicest thing in the world, is it? Coming for a Curva Grande now is Nigel then. So he is on his way then. This is his first attempt then, as Razor actually just mentioned about the about Nigel getting on pole position, as Jonathan just reminded me that he has got a 5-place grid penalty, hasn't he, for basically hitting the pit wall there. So we can't judge that, unfortunately, because unfortunately we didn't see it on the stream itself. But that's really annoying there for Jonathan, isn't it? Because he is the man who's got the most pole positions in history, hasn't he, with 9. He's had 7 pole positions in this season alone, hasn't he? And this is only round 14, so more if you don't get pole position today, then technically he's had half the race that he's been on that pole position, hasn't he? He's basically reserved for Jonathan this season. Fantastic fantastic. Unfortunately, Jonathan ain't going to get that pole position today, so even if he is fast, as that doesn't technically count as pole position, according to Sky Sports anyway. As now they're coming down into the Parabolica. Car 36, it's Nigel, the first champion of ALR, and he accelerates out of the way now, and let's see what he can do. He's coming up to the line. What is he going to do then? He is putting his toe down, and Nigel is about to go third fast. What about Emerson? Emerson goes second, third fast as well. Look at that, he's 300 a second behind Young Lights, and Young Lights could potentially get his first pole position in ALR here tonight. And he is really in amongst it tonight, isn't he? Oh, as Emerson there is of course doing the unjudgmentally thing, which is what I do. So good stuff indeed then. So we've got Jonathan, who's out on track at the moment then, of course, as I said, a 5-place grid penalty for Jonathan. We've also got Grant out there as well, who is going to get pole position, and this is going to be very good stuff indeed. Then we're on board the British Italian driver at the moment. He will start 6th position then if he if he stays where he is at the moment. And Mumford said I mean, at least I can win a trophy, and that is because of Emerson. Of course, they're both going Constructors Championships, which is, of course, a good team effort there as well. So it's not just Emerson; you're also in there as well, Mumford. As Gluck said, at least I got Emerson's time bag on there. Indeed, you did. I think some I'm going to be asking you guys for the lottery numbers. Absolutely good stuff indeed there from you guys. We're predicting the numbers, and Jonathan is now starting us up there in terms of pole positions this season. We've had Vesey on a pole position, we've had Fisher on a pole position, we've had Jonathan on 7, as I said. We've had Emerson, who's had 3 pole positions this season. Fantastic stuff. And we've also had Grant here on pole position as well. A lot of pole positions have been hogged by Jonathan. Emerson is also starting to become really good in the qualifying stakes, hasn't he? Last season, he only had 1 pole position in the entire season. This season, he's had 3. Good stuff indeed. His first pole position was And so Jonathan, according to this, is on an outlap. I don't think he is on an outlap, but he's definitely, if he's on an outlap, my goodness me, I can't wait to see what he's doing attacking that second chicane. My goodness, that was a lot of welly from Jonathan as he's come through the first left, but then going over a bit of the AstroTurf fan at the moment. He's still giving it 4 beans, isn't he, Jonathan? It said, as I've had a very scary message come up, so I'm hoping that I ain't going to cause any issues with the broadcast. But yep, there it is on the top right hand side. Good stuff indeed. Anyway, then we're back on board with Jonathan indeed. He's gone off into the scars again. He's off. He's in the wall. He's damaged the car. Jonathan is out of qualifying. The man who's fast as well. He was giving it his all, and that is it for Jonathan. What a shame there for Jonathan. What a shame indeed then. And well, that is absolutely that is again like last season. Remember in the race last season, he had issues at Ascari. Can Granty throw his hat in the ring then? Because currently he is really struggling. Yeah, currently he's down 7th position there. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. I know. Granty coming out to the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. And he is second fastest. Granty, an incredible time there. He is currently second at the moment, but that'll be pole position then. I think he got Vesey, who's just starting his lap as well, and with just 1 minute and 50 to go, then Granty's out very early on then. Unfortunately, Jonathan is out there. Glock is set under steer central, and also Darren has just blamed me for Jonathan's crash there. This is my dodgy connection there. I should have switched over to the other route to them, but yeah, I was a little flustered. Yeah, I was a bit rattled there at the beginning of qualifying. As Twan said, "Hey ho, I'm gonna crash for the 10th time in a row. Hey ho, at least I put on a good show there." And Twan's also a poet, and he didn't even know it. Vesey there is coming out of the second chicane as well. Accelerates right. That is absolutely judged beautifully. What a minute to go, 17 seconds to go in this qualifying session. As I said, we've had heavy rain, we've had torrential rain, we've had light rain, we've had no rain at all. Now we've got a bit of sunshine here at Monza. Well, going out of the second left, but then DRS is available. I didn't even mention that in this qualifying session. Jonathan is out there. There's sunshine as well. We've got yellow flags there. As when the Williams out is Grandy, who's currently on pole position. I know he's second, but Jonathan's got a 5-place grid penalty. As that's not good at all. Jonathan's just asked, what's the next track? The next track is actually Spain then. A very technical, twisty track Spain is, but don't write off this one yet there. So Vesey coming down the back straight there. And they've just got the Parabolica. It's the final course going in with just over half a minute to go in this session there. Brandon's had last 2 as he is just trying to protect himself. I remember, as I said, Steve on the first night went from 20th to win the race. Vesey's on pole position. A fantastic time there from Vesey. Good stuff indeed then. Who is next then? I think as Nigel's just come across, he's starting us up, and Farshot starting us up. Echo's also on the lap as well. It's Grant going forward. No, yet he's cruising now. So is Vesey's got the grass on, and can Echo? He's already got a pole position. Vesey and Echo's on a pole position each there in their ALR careers. Is anyone going to break through and get his second one? This is going to be really interesting indeed then, as As Twan said, you might, Jonathan, you might get pole position. Unfortunately, Twan, Jonathan has been hit with a 5-place grid penalty for the incident in Q1, which apparently hit the pit lane, which is not very good, was it? To echoes of 10 for a second in the second sector. That is not putting him near the. That's not putting him on the front row at the moment there for Echo. Where Fireshot is also behind as well. Fireshot seems to be on a cracking of a lap behind him. He's really gaining on Echo, and he also has the slipstream as well. The checker flag has fallen, so that is Granty and Jonathan, far from Twang, who are not going to improve their times. So far from Twang, that's row 5. Who's going to be up any further? Then here comes Echo coming to the line. Echo is 8th for this row. Where's Fireshot? He's only 5th fast at the moment. Then Fireshot is then as Nigel. Then it's we got Emerson just in front of us as well. So Emerson and Nigel's also pinching the slipstream as well through the parabolica. Nigel's going to have awful understeer. I think then is that going to compromise him? Emerson's coming to the line. Is he going to get pole position? No, but Nigel's third at the moment. What about Young Lights? Is Young Lights doing this at the moment? He's a 10th for second up. He's run off the pros. Is he going to get pole? He's on pole position. Young Lights' first pole position of his career. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Young Lights. And that has been coming, hasn't it? Young Lights since Australia has been absolutely a new driver. And he has got what he justly deserves on his first pole position of his career for Young Lights. That was absolutely fantastic. A stellar lap there for Young Lights. And it must have been stellar for him to beat the likes of Jonathan, Fireshot, Granty, Emerson, and Vesley as well. So, and Nigel, don't forget, and all the other drivers in qualifying 3. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there. As good stuff indeed there. As Joe Brinley said, well done, Young Lights. Young Lights to say yes, woo! As he's shaking, he is buzzing there, isn't he? That was a cracking lap there for Young Lights. As I said, his first pole position then of ALR by 9,000 a second from Vesey. Vesey wanted his second pole position. That is not the case then. And look at how close it is in the top 4. Less than a 10th for a second between Young Lights, Vesey, Jonathan, and Nigel. Unfortunately, Jonathan will be starting 5 positions away from that. What a qualifying session. Granty in 5th position. He's in front of his championship rival, which is also quite interesting as well. Emerson only 7th today in qualifying. Echo in 8th position with Far from Twang at 9th and 10th then. Wow, what a qualifying session. Really good stuff indeed then. No, it really is. That is. Just taking a quick look back at the comments there. Darren saying Monaco reverse Jonathan. Yeah, I quite like the reverse challenge actually. Of course, a party ALR lockdown laps. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. I think we got another ALR lockdown coming up next Thursday. I think it is. If the admins are up and about, which. I also went missing without absence, missing without leave as well. Mumford saying, that's even God name. Glock saying nice and good stuff indeed. Then, and we've also got Darren saying get him, Granty. Alhan also happy for Young Lights as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. There, Drinkle in there. Oh, I like that pun there. Of course, part of the Red Bull clan, isn't he? Young Lights at the moment. GG as well, and also Young Lights thanking them all as well. Oh my goodness me, we got rain then. Oh gosh. Of course, I didn't even mention about the rules for qualifying 2 because everyone was on the intermediate tyres. They could have started on whatever tyre they wanted to, but rain, I think it's going to be the intermediate tyres and for this session here tonight. Oh goodness me, this is going to get very interesting indeed, there, isn't it? Well, this is not what we was expecting, was it? As the lights are off and that is just for the formation lap. Let's go through the grid down there, all on intermediate tyres. Jonathan's right at the back. I thought he had a 5-place grid penalty. I didn't realise that he had a. I wonder why he's shot at the back. I don't know. Yeah, I should really know, shouldn't I? But obviously, I don't. I thought he had a 5-place grid penalty, unless he had a 10-place. But even then, that would have been only 13th. So I'm trying to work out why Jonathan's at the back of the field. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's go for the grid chart from front to the back there. Jonathan's asked why is he last. I don't understand why Jonathan's last here, because they did have a 5-place grid penalty which have knocked him down. Hang on, let me get me the smash right. 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th. He would have been 8th. So even with a 10-place grid penalty, which I don't think he had, I don't understand why Jonathan's last, and that's really odd. That is. This is going to be great. Bet there's going to be turn 1 carnage and crashes in qualifying. So it counts as a DNF. Yeah, but I thought that even Jonathan qualified third fastest. I'm surprised he's down the back there. Let's go for the grid show from front to back. I'm not sure why Jonathan's at last. Anyway, Young Lights is on pole position then, but I think he'd rather have had a dry race, wouldn't he? Of course, remember, Kufar had his first pole position. I'm sure he did in Italy. Unfortunately, had a wheel bearing failure that day as well, didn't he? Second alongside him is Vesey then with the second race and point in third position. Goodness me, then Young Lights is going to be seeing Pink all behind him, isn't he? With the Pink Panthers on his tail. Granty in fourth position there with Fire Shot in fifth. Emerson is in sixth position. Echo seventh, and Farf is in eighth position. Twang in ninth. Roscoe in 10th position. Good stuff indeed. There we got Sam there just making sure that the grass has got some grip there. Matt in 12th position. Steve in 13th. Mr. Elite in 14th. Stringy 15th. Mumford 16th. Brandon in 17th. In fact, it's not last anymore. Jonathan's last there, and I think I just seen Darren saying Jonathan cursed again. He really is. I don't understand why Jonathan is so low, and he has said it's unfair. It is actually unfair. I don't really know why Jonathan is last on the grid then. Of course, he had a 5-place grid penalty, but that would have only put him down to 8th position then. So Jonathan right at the back end of the field then. So yeah, that is just oh gosh, I don't know what to say really as a Brandon's AI there. Yeah, what a shame now for Jonathan. I'm not really sure what to. I don't really sure what to make of it. Anyway, then good luck, boys, as we're just about to get racing. Then here we go then for Monza. Then so we're going to get going in just a few moments. Then we're just waiting for the lights then to come on. Then there's a sprinkle of rain out there at the moment. And let's see what is going to happen. Then we're just waiting for the lights. Then when the lights come on, we'll be back in racing in Monza. Then as we're just waiting ever. There they are. That's the lights. Then we got 3, we got 4, we got 5. There's going to be a pause, and we are going Monza now. Who we are racing? Young Lights gets away well. Oh, Roscoe's flown past Twang. Twang's had a bit of a pull and start. Echo's already moved up in front of Emerson as well. It's a drag race coming down turn 1. Remember, it's so well here. There's 27 laps around here as well. Young Lights taking a good lead. Oh, he's gone wide in turn 1. Is anyone going to be able to? Oh, look at them all. There's a bit of crunching, bit of carbon fibre crunching. But I think they're all the way. Is there any damage? I don't think there's any damage at all. Good somebody that's to come through Cobra Grande for the first time. Then the Young Lights leads. Nigel's got past Vesey up in second position. It's anyone's game behind us. Fireshot's going on the outside. Fireshot's going on the outside of Vesey, and he's going to go out the inside. Then coming into the second chicane. He's out the inside. Not quite. And remember, as Vesey there forced off the goal. Yellow flag in the background. What's happened? Oh, there's contact. Echo's dropping down the order. Then oh dear, it's all shenanigans. It's all carnage. Oh goodness me, it's not gone so well at all. Fireshot's dropped down behind beyond Granty, the championship leader. Echo's got damage. Twang is down to the back, and Echo's got a lot of damage. Oh, what's that? Granty's on the problem. Granty's on the problem. The championship leader's dropping down the order. He's down to 8th. And Granty there is really slow then coming under the old track there. Brandon's up at the 14th position already. Oh goodness me, then it's all gone appallingly wrong for the championship leader. Oh goodness me, but it's close to right for Emerson. It's only 5th fast about that as they come through the Ascara chicane. Are they all through the Ascara chicane? And as Darren has just confirmed it's a great start. Oh, never mind then. Yeah, I think he just caught up with me there. And now they're coming down to the parabolic. Fire shot. Oh, it's they're just giving Fire Shot a little nudge on the outside. And is Emerson going to go up and under here? Is Emerson going to go up and under here? Fire Shot's a very robust driver, isn't he? He comes out of the parabolica. And we're completing that one. Lights lead. Second position is Nigel. And then so everyone's ball game behind. It's Emerson and the Fire Shot going side by side. Going down into turn 1. Then this is what it's all about here in Monza. They come down to turn 1 then as Echo's in the pits. And Echo's got a 5-second penalty. He's having a bit of a struggle. And then Brandon's now with the 13th and Matt and Brandon are battling away 2 for nail. And oh, that's Matt off the track. Matt's gone off the track in the first chicane. And Jonathan's up in the 12th position. Jonathan up in the 12th position. He's had a fantastic start here. Brilliant stuff indeed. And, oh goodness me, that Fire Shot was inside Vesey there. My goodness. And as Fire Shot is still in 4th position at the moment. And biggest loser there is unfortunately Echo. He's only just coming out of the pits. They're coming through the second lesbian side. So not good at all there for Fire Shot. Disappointing to say the least then. And also Twang also dropped down 70 positions as well, and so they've dropped down positions then. I think of Jonathan's really at 6 positions, absolutely fantastic stuff. But Mumford's up 7 positions, my goodness me, cracking stuff there from Mumford. Brilliant stuff indeed that. Of course, intermediate tires run. The question is, how long is this light rain going to last for? Or is it going to get heavier? Is it going to get lighter? Is it just a steady rainfall throughout the city, throughout this race? That is going to be the case as well. It's just take a look at someone who's right off the track there. Sam has got by Stringy, albeit illegally, as he's got off the track and he's come back on then. And Twang Twang! Oh, Twang there coming out of oh, he's trying to correct the side there, but he's off. He's spun it off there, and he's damaged the wing there. I think he was lucky to keep going there, wasn't he? But unfortunately, Young Lights had the fast up, but now he's being really hunted down, isn't he? Twang there, unfortunately, there coming out of the Scottish chicane there. Very lucky to continue there. Twang was oh, fire shot is alongside Vesey now. Vesey dropping down to full position. Fire shot up the 13th. We've got on board action with Everson then. Yellow flag and free. It's McLaren coming in the pits of Samus. He's having some awful issues there. We've got a 3-second penalty there for Mumford as well as they come through Curva Grande. Fire shot up the third position. Fantastic stuff there. But Vesey's going to come back at him then. Let's take a look then as they come through Curva Grande once again. And you can see this light rainfall still here in Monza. They come down to the second chicane now. Lovely shot here from Vesey. But we want to see what Fire shot's doing. What Fire shot has got is through and he's looking safe from Favre on a fantastic drive mode in 6th position. Good stuff from Favre. And he's going on the inside of Lesbo. Oh, and also Mr. Nick Mumford's gone down a couple of positions there. Mumford, I think, has had a problem in the second chicane, and he has dropped down with Steve up in the 10th position. Steve having a great drive, having a great couple of races around Monza, isn't he? He's having the 10th, and he's in the points. Steve is in the Haas. Mr. Lee is having the 9th position as well, and you can see then I think that was a bit of just wiping the vibes there with all the spray going on. And Granty is now coming back up through the field, and after having a very difficult first lap or two, wasn't he? And he is now on board. And look at this, and it's Vesey's really struggling in his conditions at the moment. I wonder if he's got a dry setup, and I'm wondering if I might points in later on in the race where he's got to really think about it. Lights is still leading at the moment, but Fire shot is the man on the move. He's going on the inside into the parabolica. Vesey's got wide end, so he should have more momentum, but I think Emerson's got more grip because you have to go off the race light because the Rubber is very slippery. Fire shot's had the fast off the race. Of course, he is absolutely motoring at the moment. We've also got Granty and Favre going side by side. Granty and Favre. Oh, and I was not sure if Vesey and Emerson came into blows here. Vesey's going on the outside. Granty's up to 6th position there. As I'm looking at this, there's a Granty's out just behind his championship rival then as well. Remember, that's what they're all fighting for, the Drivers' Championship. Who's going to be season 3 champion? That's the question. And at the moment, there is Granty who's taking initiative. He's back in front. Emerson, is he going to strike back? Is he going to strike back then as he comes down into the second chicane as well? We've also got Jonathan dropping down into a 13th position there. So Jonathan there, who did have a good start there. And Nigel is dropping down there. It's not Fire shot is having an incredible race. He's having a second. Fire shot is on the move, isn't he? Oh, absolutely cracking stuff indeed. And Steve and Mr. Lee. Oh, into the first Lesbo. Oh, it's Mr. Lee then who would have been a drifting then. Good stuff indeed there from Steve. Mumford is now going to try and strike whilst the iron's hot. Then it's Mr. Lee is just dropping down. Of course, car 6. Mr. Lee is that's the numbers become very synonymous. Move out the way, Nico Rosberg, and that ends they coming down to your Scottish King. Come Mumford there, get in front of it. I think Mr. Lee might have the edge at this moment in time now as they come into the Scottish King. And there's 3 seconds of gap at the moment actually between seeing Roscoe having an absolutely outstanding drive, isn't he? Fire shot is now on the back of Young Lights. As I said, Young Lights is first pole position in ALR, and he was absolutely loving it. Can he get the job done here in the race? And that is the question. At the moment, he's led for 4 laps, and look at all the caliber of drivers behind him. He's doing a very good job, isn't he, to absorb this pressure at the moment. Doing a fantastic job, isn't he? And then as we're on board then with third place man Nigel at the moment. Then so yeah, Young Lights is doing an absolutely stellar job at the moment. Then as ban turds, or I think it is. Oh, it's a Fire shot getting very close then. Mr. Lee and Steve then. Oh, it's Mr. Lee has gone right off. He's gone. He's got a 10-second penalty there. That is quite. He completely misjudged that turn 1 there, didn't he? And unfortunately, he has got a 10-second penalty, but he's going to probably keep that position there instantly because he's lost more than he's gained, albeit. Got 10 seconds. He's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. Look at this queue. Look at this queue then. From 1st to 7th positions. I almost swallowed my tongue once again. Then I really need to learn how to use do basic bodily functions there, don't I? Really, and that is one of them. Is breathing. Young Nucleus from 1st to 7th areas. Oh, covered by 4/10 of a second. DRS is not available at the moment. There's I wonder if the rain is getting heavier. It feels a bit heavier when we're on board. Vesey at the moment. Lovely gold helmet there from Vesey. Is this the best bandwidth that Europeans can afford? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think my bandwidth was a bit rubbish today. Vesey's gone round. He's gone round, and Granty's gone through. Granty's actually helped him get himself back on track, hasn't he? Goodness me. And look at it there. So free abreast going down the back straight. And now Favre's back in. Then it's an incredible stuff. And he's going to go up the inside into the. Oh, not quite then. It's now they're carrying away. Then we're on board then once again. Then with. with Farfan as well. As Farshaw's going for the lead. Farshaw's going for the lead on Young Lights, but he drops back in the moment. Look at that. That's on 10 for a second. As they're going side by side, then coming down into turn one, and he's down on the inside. He's going to take the lead. Oh, look at that. Then, but Young Lights is keen for this call. He's keen on the outside there. Oh, but now Farfan's Farfan's 7th position, and this is Farshaw. He's in the lead. He's in the lead, but Farshaw back inside. Yeah, Farshaw and Young Lights is looking at Young Lights is so much quicker. It is the whole curve. Gravity, and now he is still back in front, then coming down. Oh, contact there between the two leaders of Farshaw and Young Lights. Young Lights has damaged the car. He's damaged the car. Oh no, Young Lights on his first fault. This is events his turn to a nightmare. Farshaw leads. He had a bit of a nudge there, didn't he? On the back of Young Lights, and Young Lights is might have to pit there. Mumford is dropping down. Steve's got a problem. Steve is dropping down the order as well. He's down in 12th position at the moment. Then not good at all there for Steve, but he's going to try and come back on the inside. The second left, well, not quite then. As Young Lights is dropping down the order. What a shame there for the Young Lights. As I thought since I've got off the track then, yeah, shame for Young Lights, isn't he? Today, I think that he's going to have to change on to the intermediate tyres. And if it rains throughout the race, then I would say that it's probably, remember in Germany Silver where they stopped exactly dead in the middle of the track, dead in the middle of the... Oh, it's Mr. Elite there. I felt him floating there, didn't I? Now Brandon's all over the back of him. Yeah, of course, in Germany, they stopped on lap 18 out of 36, didn't they? And I think Paul Orange tried to go all the way to the end, didn't he? He was 4 laps away. Can anyone do that today? Oh, Mr. Elite then. As glad to see the fast lap of the race has now started to really pull his socks up. Young Lights, what a shame then for Young Lights. And look at this. I'm seeing Brandon going side by side, wheel to wheel, going down the backside. Jonathan finishes them. Keep him ties right. Young Lights, who was seeing the race, is dropping down the order. What a shame now for Young Lights. Brandon is still in 10th position, and they're just outside the points zone. And the way to go that is, look at this. Mumford is now in front of this queue. Then good stuff indeed. Yellow flag is Echo. Echo's lost the whole nose cone there. He's lost the whole session. We got a virtual safety car, and that's not good for what I think that Sam and Twang was really hoping for, a full safety car, wasn't they? At the moment, that is not the case. That is not the case at the moment at all. And I think that's really what they wanted. Echo, unfortunately, he's having a bit of a nightmare around here at the moment, isn't he? Of course, he had a very good qualifying session, but unfortunately, it's not helping him in the race as the rain, I think, is getting worse, actually, not better. And when we're on board with him, it was only a light drizzle, wasn't it, to begin with? Now, all of a sudden, I feel it's getting light. Oh, my goodness me. This is getting very close there, isn't it? As Echo's retired from the race. That is the first retirement. As Echo's retirement record is actually really good, isn't it? But unfortunately, he's having some difficult issues lately. Granty is now in the third position there, isn't he? And he's trying to catch Nigel Knapp, and then we're about to get racing now. And we are racing now, I think. Yes, look at the queue of cars there. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. And then we've got another queue of cars between Mumford Elite there and Brandon and Steve. Incredible stuff. And Jonathan is not far behind either. This is incredible stuff here in Monza, isn't it? I think absolutely devastated then, isn't it? Now we're on board there with Granty then, as Granty is gaining on Nigel, but I think, well, he was gaining on Nigel, but I think it's kind of just spread out there slightly, hasn't it? As coming down to the first chicane. So he's going to have a look. He's coming to second position. Remember, Nigel's third in the championship. Well, that is not going to help his cause at all, is it? And now Granty is away. He's up into second position. Can Emerson get by as well? Can he try what's the inside there? He's going to go on outside. Granty. Farf is also all over the case of President. They come down into the first chicane, the second chicane as well. Look at them all. They're all clambering all over the back of Farshaw at the moment, aren't they? I'm not sure if the rain's getting ever, the conditions change, and he's going up the inside into the first. That's where Emerson is. Emerson is trying to keep tabs on the championship leader at the moment, which is Granty. Granty, as it stands at the moment, will be extending his lead in the championship, and that's not what these guys want at all, is it? This is incredible race here in Monza. Fantastic stuff. And as you can see, they're coming down into the bridge once again. Farshaw is coming up to the Escar chicane. Can Granty, remember Granty so far this season is an absolutely impeccable season. He's had 5 wins, hasn't he, in the first 13 races. Incredible stuff from Granty. Really impressive, isn't he? Yes, he's been very strong, hasn't he? Remember, he won the season last season, and I think he only had 3 wins, didn't he? So he's already matched that, hasn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed there from... Oh, as Emerson's up the inside. He's up the inside. Mr. Lee. Oh, look at Nigel's going back on the outside. Will's got Brandon. I think Mumford there is dropping down the order as well. And now they're going out. Excuse me. Mr. Lee's gone. Mr. Lee is gone then. What's happened? Mr. Lee then. Oh, it's in the fire. That's Mumford and Mr. Lee have come together incredibly hard into the Parabolica. And that's only a first safety car. What a shame that Mr. Lee is... Brandon's in the pits and they were as well, Mumford is carrying on, and I'm not sure what's happened there, but that is a big smash there. Matt is also in the pits as well. As I wonder if Matt will be coming in to try and take a full advantage of the safety car. Is that a nose cone change? It is a nose cone change. It's also a nose cone change for the Red Bull as well. I think there was some. I think there was a big old smash there, wasn't there? Back at the battle of the front then, and of course it's still virtual safety car. We'll be back green in a minute. We are back green now. Grant's climbing all over the background. So is it. Forrest's got one. Forrest's got one on the second chicane. And now who's going to be on the inside? He's on the inside to the last one. And Forrest's not giving up. Forrest's not giving up, is he? Forrest's got the outside for the second. Let's go. He's Grant going to go on the inside. Let's take a look at it. Off else leaves, not debris. And Forrest's still. It's still there or thereabouts. This is incredible, isn't it? Forrest is not giving an inch, is he? And now Finn Granty feels the urgency with Emerson right behind him as well. This could be crucial in the championship with the championship so close, only 9 points to drift in. And now we've got a Ferrari of Farf in the background as well. Roscoe up in the 7th position on a strong drive here. Farf is today. Roscoe is and Farf as well. Farf is on a cracking drive as well. And Roscoe and is only a second behind this as well. 3 second penalty for Stringy. He's moved as well. It's a 10th position. Great 17th there. Emerson's going to go on the outside. And as Emerson's on the outside as Emerson. Oh, Farf is going first line. Vesey. Farf has passed Vesey and moved up into 5th position. Fantastic stuff there from Vesey. Dropping down to 6th then is Vesey indeed there. And look at this. And the 2 championship leaders goes up and so with Fireshot is going to be under pressure there. Look at that big. Oh, fuck. Emerson has to get over this to come down into turn 1 then. And who's that? It's Fig Vesey's butt boy. Granty, is he through? Is he through? There's a bit of a non-tap, but Granty leads the Italian Grand Prix. Fireshot's down to second. Emerson's down into 3rd position road. And look at Vesey and Farf in the background. As they're also side by side as well. Look at this. As Vesey, Farf is so quick, isn't he? He's in the slipstream. Remember, this is more as there's no DRS in the course, and there's no DRS around there anyway. Vesey still in 5th position at the moment. Farf on an absolutely splendid drive. Oh, fun night. Just got like 3 to compare to Granty. Has he got the pace then to get out of the to get out in front and then they'll just pull away? Now that is the question, isn't it, on the lip side? And once again then we're on board and you can see I just feel the rain is just getting heavier and heavier at the moment then, isn't it? So it's no sign of abating then. Now then it's Emerson. Can Emerson follow him through as well? We're on board of Emerson at the moment with far shot just in front of us. We have got Nigel. Look at them all. Look at them all. That Lionel Stern and they're coming down into the Scarce Cane. Look at that. It's a second already. Grant, he has the pace in these conditions then. And I think it's been an absolutely fantastic battle. I'm not sure what's happening with Mumford and Co behind there with Brandon and Mr. Elite, but that didn't look too good coming down to the parabolic. I keep saying the paratada for some reason. Fireshot is still in a second position, but Emerson, guys, got into the back of Fireshot. That's damaged the front wing. Emerson has damaged the front wing. That is a huge blow. That's a huge implication in the championship then. And Fireshot is really struggling. Granty has set the fast off the race, and Fireshot is struggling, isn't he? He's really struggling there. Oh, his Fireshot has just done a bit of the moonwalk there. Also, we got Nigel defending away. Oh my goodness me, they're getting very close round the bit. Telling this to come down to when Jonathan has got behind Stringy. Oh gosh, Emerson's also got 3 second penalty as well. And now it's getting very close. It's in the background as well. Look at Roscoe just buying his time, and Steve was under a lot of pressure there from Stringy and Jonathan in the bar behind him as well. Look at this, there's Grant. Look at it, he's just pulling away there. He's serenely pulling away. Oh my goodness me. And that's Nigel like, trying to go up the inside there as Emerson has damaged his wing on the back of Fireshot, and it was getting very close then. And at the moment, and here is the battle behind him. It's Jonathan who's now in front, number 9 position there. Jonathan's not too far away from the lead there. Of course, he had to start from the back of the field for some unknown reason. I'm not sure why. And I think Jonathan's bad luck is just continuing this season. He had a good start to the season, and it's just not gone. It's just not gone right. I'll say it recently. Now can't have Fireshot, who's been defending since that first virtual safety car. I think he's been defending with all his might, hasn't he? He had so much pace in the early parts. I wonder if he's burned off the intermediate tires. Maybe he overcooked them, perhaps. And as they come for the Scarce game, Fireshot going very wide there, and Farf also looking very interested on the back of Vesey once again. Then as Farf and Vesey have had an incredible battle up till now, and they've been brilliant stuff. Indeed, then as we're on board, then coming down into the what's it? It's the parabolic. Keep going, parabolic. Look at this. Then it's Emerson. Is he coming in the pits? He's coming in the pits. Then and what a shame there for Emerson. That is not good at all. Is it for the man who's second in the championship at the moment? My goodness me, that is going to have huge implementations. That's it. And come down to turn 1 once again. Then there's one far shot. Look at this. The gap is now up into I think the 2 seconds, almost 3 second mark. Yellow flag flying free. That's when the Red Bulls has got off the track. And Stringy's going up into a second position there. I think it's Matt who's gone off. It's Stringy there. It's just had a nudge there. I think it was Matt. And Matt's still off the track. Matt is still off the track. He's trying to come back on now. He's dropped down to 60th position. Matt is, I think those guys at the back desperately need a virtual safety car. Nigel's gone very wide there. He was very close to the back of Fireshot. Now is Vesey going to get through there into the second left move? No, sorry, the first left move. Not quite. Nigel's still through. Stringy's now back up into is he? Oh, they've come the blows. Jonathan and Stringy have come the blows. And the Stringy trying to get back on, and the Mercedes trying to go back up and under that Mumford, who, as he said, he's making his 10th appearance here tonight. Is up into 8th for this. Jonathan, he damaged the nose cone on that Alfa Romeo. I think he's letting Stringy back by. I think he has. I don't think there's any damage there at all. Vesey is dropped behind Favre now. Favre's got a 3-second penalty there for that overtake. Roscoe, look at Roscoe. He's had an outstanding drive here tonight. Fantastic stuff from Roscoe. And brilliant stuff indeed from Roscoe. He's had a fantastic drive here tonight, it really is. Same with Favre as well. I think them two have been outstanding. Grant is now almost 4 seconds in front. He only overtook a couple of laps ago, and since then he is just absolutely waltzing away there, isn't he? And who's in the pits then? I think who's in the pits? It's Roscoe in the pits then. Is this a roll of the dice, or is there a problem on the Williams? I hope not, because he's having a fantastic drive out here tonight. We've also got Red Bull mechanics out as well for I wonder if Matt is on the medium tyres. I think that's way too early for the medium tyres, because it's still raining out there at the moment. He is I think it's just a race strategy, isn't it? Jonathan's still got all his front wing intact then. So it's a race strategy for both Roscoe and Steven. They're coming in the pits then, but they're going to be on Young Lights. Well, Young Lights was leading this race earlier on then, and you can see there is Young Lights is coming through then. So that's race strategy then. Is Emerson also coming out in 11th position. He's behind Roscoe, isn't he? That's how much time he's lost with that wing change as well then. Yeah, Matt is on the medium tyres. That I don't think that's going to be I don't think that's going to work, as you can see Favre is having a cracking drive, isn't it? I keep sounding like a broken record. He's having a brilliant drive out there at the moment. Favre is. As my foot has gone to sleep, I'm getting too excited here. Well, guys, as Glock said, get it in the juicer. And we also had Glock saying, I'll pit up 11 for a possible undercut on this train then. Yes, and I think that's actually almost called to perfection there from Glock, because Roscoe and Steve have just come to the pits, and I'm wondering if they are trying to undercut this train then, which is kind of like a trolley train at the moment. It really is. LH44, shalom, LH, hope you're well tonight. As Mumford's also got a 3-second penalty as well. These penalties starting to rack up. And Darren has just said then Granty is getting handed this at the moment. He really is, he's now 4 seconds in front, but he's coming into the pits then, and we got a lot of pit action at the moment, as I think it's a lot of people are worried about the undercut now. As we're watching then, Vesey far leads and yellow flag in free. What's going on in free? It's what's going on in free then? I'm not sure actually. I think it was Matt getting out of the way, wasn't it? Now as Farshot cut out of the pits, and Nigel also cut out of the pits. So 3-second penalty for Farfan, and he comes out of the pits now. Mumford is now up into 4th position. And Mumford is good stuff indeed. Oh, here comes Granty Street just in front of him on full house. Another call in. Farshot cut out as well. Here's Young Lights. Young Lights, I think might be. Look at this though. Young Lights has moved himself back in this battle, hasn't he? Look at that. He's not too far away from Farshot now. And wow, this is going to be interesting. As he's just ghosting through Matt at the moment with Nigel 8th, Roscoe 9th, Emerson in 10th position. Got another yellow flag then, and that's a Ferrari. That's a Ferrari. Who's that? That's Favre! Favre is off the track. Oh no, Favre has had a problem then. Oh dear, as he pushed the intermediate tire to which he's damaged the car. Vesey leads by 5 seconds. Oh no, Favre is having an absolutely outstanding race in the Ferrari, and now he's lost the end plate on that Ferrari. This is appalling problems here for Favre. What a shame for the Ferrari driver. Oh, it's I think the pit stops really spread these guys out. But Mumford is I think 3rd position, fantastic. Stringy in 4th position then, and Granty, our man who was leading the championship, is in 5th position then. Farshot 3 seconds back of the boat then, so I think Farshot actually gained in that exchange. Nigel is in 8th position, and Emerson dropping down behind Roscoe as well, and he's slipped in between Roscoe and Steve then, who came in on similar laps, and Steve is about 7 seconds behind at the moment, and unfortunately Matt's over a minute behind it. It's not working out well for the man who's on the dry tyres, because the rain is still steadily falling at the moment. I wonder, the question is about the rain as well, as now Young Lights is now starting to come back to the back of Forrest. Remember, he damaged his front wing. I think was it Forrest damaged front wing? I can't remember. Such a long time time we go. Now into the pits then comes these other guys as well then. As we're on board then is Striggy at the moment. It's still leading this this Italian Grand Prix. As he's gone wide though. He's gone wide because Grant's going to go up and under. Not quite then. Emerson has now got the fast up the race there on the intermediate tyres. The brand new spanking boots of those intermediate tyres. Farshot is also is in first position over there, but he's now got another two behind him. Farshot at the moment. He's kind of he's doing a conga here tonight. I think good stuff. Stringy leads. No, that's a Granty leads. It's one of them too. Granty leads then lap 15 out of 27, and we're over half distance. Give or take then. My master's appalling, so let's go from that. It's a Granty gives Stringy a good old weave there as well then. I'm not sure if he's shaving his bum a little or what, but there we go. Farshot is in third position. Young Lights is now in fourth, and Lamano's on pole position. Is coming back up. Nigel in fifth then, and we got Vesey who's now all over the back of the Manu Second Championship in sixth position. Farf dropping down all the way down to 11th position. What a shame there for Farf. He's really having a he's running such a good race up until that point, but it's just not going well at all. Young Lights is now 3 tenths of a second back there. Granty is now a second in front of Stringy then as Farshot is 5 seconds back. Farshot is struggling in these conditions, isn't he? On the beginning of this race, he was the fastest man, hands down. He was absolutely flying out there. I think that the conditions have changed, and they're ever changing in these wet weather conditions, aren't they? Of course, puddles come out forever. The track gets more greasy, the more slippery as the rain comes down, doesn't it? So you've got to start to pick and choose about your braking points, aren't they? Because they're always going to change, aren't they, in these wet weather conditions. Young Lights is now going to have to be looking backwards. Stringy's got a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pits lane. As yellow flag. What's that? I think that's a red ball again. It's Matt who's it's out of it. Scary. Matt is struggling today, isn't he? He's trying to put on the dry tyres to see if we can have any trying to roll the dice. So Roscoe is it? No, it's Emerson. It's going out the outside of Roscoe. I think. Roscoe is in sixth position. Emerson is but I think Roscoe's going to try to go out. This is the best race for Roscoe in his season, definitely not his career, because I think he had an outstanding drive. I think it was last season actually in Monza again. But look at this, he's going for a curve of granite. Look at that, that's Nigel going on the inside of Young Lights. Not quite. What about Roscoe? Roscoe is also as it was the most. So his status quo at the moment with with Vesley in 7th position. Absolutely fantastic stuff and a lovely shot from Vesley's steering wheel. But we want to see what's going on in front of him. Granty is now 6.3 seconds up on second place Farshot at the moment, and Farshot is definitely causing some disturbance behind him at the moment, but that doesn't matter because he's racing for points. Farshot is saying it's a very strong performance. Farshot's had a very difficult season, hasn't he? A bit unlucky, and also